Usyk has earned the right to do whatever he wants. There's a pecking order that obviously I've got to respect. Obviously I don't pay attention to none of that. I don't really care what these other heavyweights think or feel. I know what the truth is, and I know the ability that I'm capable of. Is just...
No, I not wanna fight with Itauma because it's young guy. I not wanna break this is guy like me.
I not think we'd sell Wembley out with Moses and Usyk. We'd sell it out 5 or 6 times over. Right this minute. Right this minute.
Breaking news, Oleksandr Usyk fires back at Usyk-Itama after the bold 5-round knockout claim, making it clear that even a lifetime of dedication and effort won't be enough to defeat him. This isn't about respect. This is a harsh reminder of the elite level.
It's okay, fun fight, no problem, but I want a next fight with who winner, Daniel Dubois and maybe Wardley.
Usyk-Itama pushes back against Oleksandr Usyk's comments, making it clear he doesn't believe in that narrative. The young contender remains confident and sharp, but this back-and-forth exchange is rapidly turning into something far more than just words.
You can't say that because he's saying I'm a young guy who...
Promoter Frank Warren makes it clear that a showdown between Usyk-Itama and Oleksandr Usyk isn't just possible, it's a major blockbuster bout waiting to happen. The excitement is truly real. The arenas would be completely packed, and the pay-per-view numbers could break records.
Of course I would. I mean, I really think, you know, that's a fight that should happen, and it may get off.
Frank Warren emphasizes that styles make fights, with Usyk-Itama's youth and speed going up against Oleksandr Usyk's experience and elite skill. This matchup becomes truly explosive. Warren believes Itama brings something special, making this a fight fans simply cannot overlook.
I'm sort of very careful with what I do with fighters, as you know. But yes, I would make that fight now. Styles make fights. He's got youth, he's got speed, and Alex is a great fighter. I think this young man is something extra.
Usyk-Itama pushes back, explaining that Oleksandr Usyk's words are simply part of the sport. Despite the champion's warning, Itama feels the public already knows he's fully prepared, and that Usyk's caution reflects respect for the challenge he brings.
It's Dillian White, but I feel like in this boxing game, there's always going to be people saying something, and obviously Usyk had to say something to you guys, and he's not exactly going to come on a camera and say, nah, I don't want to potentially put my career at risk because of a 21-year-old that's coming through the ranks. So obviously he has to say something, but I don't think that people believed it, and if they did, then...
Oladipo highlights that Oleksandr Usyk could seriously test Usyk-Itama, yet the young fighter refuses to back down. This clash between generations is shaping into a high-stakes storyline that fans are already excited and talking about.
Oleksandr Usyk saying here, it's a young guy. We have seen these matchups in the past where an experienced vet takes on a young guy, and you can kind of damage the young guy coming up if the guy takes a bit of a beating. And right now, you'd have to say Oleksandr Usyk would beat Usyk-Itama. Usyk-Itama's responded, obviously he doesn't like...
Max Kellerman points out that Usyk-Itama is a serious danger and an intriguing challenge for Oleksandr Usyk. No matter the result, this matchup promises intense drama, high-level skill, and a real test for the heavyweight champion.
Whether or not Itama wins or loses, I want to see that fight.
Yes.
Because he might win, and because that's the most serious threat and the most interesting fight for Usyk, right? I think that's right, but
Wade Plemons praises Usyk-Itama's unique style and raw power, describing him as a hybrid-type fighter. Even Oleksandr Usyk will need to adjust and adapt, as Itama blends speed, strength, and unpredictability in a way that is rarely seen in the heavyweight division.
Usyk has a little bit of that to him too. Not better Biev as much, but Bivol fights a little bit that way, but this is with power and speed. Bivol has a bit more volume and grace to his, but Itauma has devastation and electricity behind his left hand, and then that right hook sweeps across and hits you right on top of the head. To see that in a heavyweight is so special. And this is why I call Moses Itauma a
Spencer Oliver explains that Alexander Usyk is driven not only to win, but to cement his legacy as one of the greatest ever. Facing Moses Itauma, the rising star of a new era, is not just another bout, it's a powerful statement. Oliver believes Usyk thrives on these kinds of challenges. Defeating a young and dangerous contender like Itauma would further strengthen his dominance in heavyweight boxing. The message is clear. Usyk wants to prove that even the best emerging talents can't match his skill, experience, and determination. This fight stands as a true legacy-defining moment.
Itauma, and the reason I think that he'll do that, Oleksandr Usyk, is because Usyk is that guy he'll want to go down as not just one of the greatest to ever do it, but the greatest to ever do it. And I think that by beating the young kid that everybody's talking about as being the next king of this new generation, by doing that, if he beats Moses Itauma, you know, his record is unprecedented.
Max Kellerman criticizes Alexander Usyk's cautious approach, stating that a champion's role is to take control and dominate. Against Moses Itauma, the expectation is clear. Usyk must impose his power, experience, and skill with authority. Kellerman points to the tension between caution and legacy, arguing that while Usyk may respect the rising contender, his championship status demands decisive action. Fans are looking for a statement performance, and this matchup delivers exactly that. Usyk's measured style adds drama, making every round extremely important and highlighting the huge significance of this heavyweight clash in shaping the careers of both fighters.
#1 heavyweight fight that you could make, that would be the biggest fight for boxing fans right now, guys. Let's just say the name. Who is it?
For Usyk?
Yeah.
Maybe for Usyk?
Who's the fight? If you could only choose one guy to fight
Moses
Usyk.
Itauma.
Yes!
It's Itauma.
Yes, Itauma! So why are we pretending?
Is that too soon, though?
Well, Usyk is saying he doesn't want to wreck Itauma. I'm not trying to hear that.
Is that too soon?
Fight the
Go wreck him, yeah.
Fight him. Go wreck him. You're the heavyweight champion. Your job is to wreck dudes.
That's the point. You're defending the belt.
Yeah.
You said
Ben Davison highlights Alexander Usyk's unmatched experience, noting his history of facing top-level opponents like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua twice each. Despite this impressive resume, he still carefully evaluates Moses Itauma. Davison makes it clear that Usyk isn't afraid, he is calculating and deliberate. This isn't hesitation, but a smart, strategic approach. Every champion must balance risk and reward, and Usyk knows that a single mistake can impact both reputation and legacy. With his youth and power, Itauma represents both a serious threat and a big opportunity. This sets up a high-level strategic clash, where Usyk's experience meets Itauma's raw potential.
But, yeah, I don't know, look. Usyk's boxed, Dubois twice, Fury twice, AJ twice. Don't think he's scared to box anybody, do you know what I mean? But it might be a case if he thinks, is it worth it? Is it worth the risk?
Adam Smith praises Moses Itauma, highlighting his talent, fighting style, and strong mental approach. He notes that Itauma's southpaw stance, power, and movement make him a dangerous opponent for Alexander Usyk. Smith raises the question of timing. Is this challenge too early or the perfect chance for a breakout moment? Itauma's mix of skill and mindset makes him unpredictable, while Usyk's vast experience sets up a high-level clash that could define both fighters' careers. This buildup creates huge anticipation, showing the high stakes for both the rising contender and the heavyweight champion in what promises to be a must-watch fight.
On the block, Moses Itauma, who looks absolutely extraordinary, and for me, he ticks all the boxes. I like his attitude, I like his style, southpaw, hard-hitting, moves so well. He's going to be very, very difficult to sort of deter. So it's an interesting one because, is this too soon for Moses, or is this just the right fight at the right?
Tony Bellew weighs in on the matchup, noting Moses Itauma's size as a possible concern. However, he quickly points out that in modern heavyweight boxing, skill and determination carry greater importance. Alexander Usyk has already overcome many challenges, proving that size alone is not always the deciding factor. Bellew also praises Itauma as the future of the division, recognizing his raw ability and potential to test elite-level fighters. The discussion frames this fight as more than just a contest, it's a generational battle. Usyk's technical mastery meets Itauma's explosive rise, creating a matchup with major implications for the heavyweight division.
The only thing that I worry about with Moses is the size, but ultimately, as we've seen now, size becomes irrelevant because look what Oleksandr Usyk's done. This guy's gone out and beaten everyone, including me. He's exceptional. So I don't think Moses is going to be as technically as good as Oleksandr Usyk, but he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think he's an outstanding talent.
Gareth A. Davies paints a high-stakes scenario for this potential clash, highlighting the pressure of time for both fighters. Moses Itauma, young and driven, is racing against the clock to capture a career-defining chance, while Alexander Usyk, now a seasoned veteran, must carefully balance risk with his legacy. Davies stresses that money and pressure could influence decisions, but Usyk's calculated mindset means he won't risk his legendary standing easily. This analysis builds strong suspense, showing the fight is not just about skill, but also about timing, strategy, ambition, and legacy. Fans are left imagining a massive, explosive showdown that could reshape the heavyweight landscape, with both fighters facing choices that could define their careers forever.
I'm not sure that Usyk will want to fight Moses if he's 40 already. So maybe the clock is ticking. The clock is clicking. The clock is ticking for Moses to fight Usyk before he's 40. Maybe as well, he won't want to ruin his legacy, but maybe if Turki Al-Sheikh, who wants to see the fight, put up enough money, maybe he will fight him, and maybe the legacy will be ruined. But maybe if he fights him before he's 40, is the risk bigger?
Russ Amber makes it clear that Moses Itauma is not just a hype-driven fighter, he is a true talent. By analyzing his skills beyond the outcome against Dillian Whyte, Amber highlights his technical ability, ring intelligence, and fight IQ as strong signs of future success. In contrast, Alexander Usyk stands as the established elite, the standard of excellence in the division. The discussion creates a clear tension between raw potential and refined mastery. Itauma's rise pushes fans and analysts to ask whether he has the tools to challenge Usyk's dominance. Every jab, combination, and defensive move becomes a story of youth versus experience, building huge anticipation for a fight that could define an entire generation in heavyweight boxing.
I think Moses is one of the best young fighters boxing has seen in years. And I'm not just saying that based on a result over Dillian. I hope you understand that when I look at a fighter, I'm looking at things that others don't see. I'm not looking at the hype. I'm looking at what he does in the ring, how he does it, his skill set. You know, I'm looking at that because that's the important stuff. And right now, to me, he's shown probably a better...
Moses Itauma, just 20 years old, is viewed as the future of heavyweight boxing, while Alexander Usyk stands as a proven champion approaching the final stage of his career. Nelson emphasizes the strategic mindset of champions. Sometimes it's smarter to protect rising talent and allow them to develop, rather than risk a career-altering upset or damage a legend's legacy. This perspective broadens the view of boxing, showing that fights are not just physical battles, but also involve timing, foresight, and careful legacy management. Fans are left thinking about the delicate balance between youth and experience, where every decision can shape the future of the division and create stories that will be remembered for years to come.
Potentially another rising heavyweight that can dominate the division. Why spoil it? Just think, you know what? Sometimes you've got to lose a battle to win a war. So I'd be a bit smart. And I'm not saying he gets turned over by Usyk because you don't know how good this kid is. What I'm saying is, I just won't do it. It's not a risk that because he's the future. Usyk's at the stage where he's probably 1 or 2 fights ready to walk away. Moses is 20 years old, so he's the guy that will actually...
Duke McKenzie predicts the long-term rise of Moses Itauma, suggesting that with just a few more fights and added experience, he could develop into an unstoppable force. However, Alexander Usyk remains untouchable in the present, serving as the gold standard every young heavyweight aims to surpass. McKenzie frames this matchup around timing and readiness. Itauma brings raw power and huge potential, but Usyk's current mastery of skill, strategy, and composure makes him extremely difficult to beat. This narrative builds a powerful storyline, a future star against a reigning legend. Fans are left eagerly waiting to see when or if the rising contender can reach the level needed to challenge the undefeated champion.
If he has the more experience on his side, Itauma,
absolutely,
another 4 or 5 fights down the line, then you're looking at an absolute wrecking ball. Then he would beat everybody put in front of him.
But
nobody's going to. Yeah, nobody's going to beat.
Saturday who's going to give him balance. That's what he was saying. He wants them out.
Nobody beats Usyk right now.
The stage is set, and the stakes have never been higher as Alexander Usyk and Moses Itauma move closer to what could be the defining fight of a generation. Usyk brings unmatched experience, proven ability, and a champion's pedigree, while Itauma delivers youth, power, and the hunger to make his mark. This isn't just a clash between two fighters, it's a battle of eras, a test of legacy, and a showcase of raw talent against refined mastery. Fans worldwide are already buzzing with excitement, imagining every jab, hook, and counter as these two warriors step into the ring. The drama is real, and the anticipation is electric. Every prediction and analysis only adds to the tension. Who will rise, who will fall, and whose career will be forever defined by this fight? The time to witness history is now. You cannot afford to miss a single moment of this epic showdown. Stay tuned and keep following for the latest updates, behind-the-scenes moments, and exclusive insights from the world of heavyweight boxing.